boutique price $23,000, but Guangzhou price $600.
In today's show about luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. Turns out your quote-unquote made in Italy luxury handbag might have more ties to Chinese factories than to Tuscany. Thanks to viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a frenzy.
You recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than 30 years, we have been the OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton.
We've all seen it, the Birkin bag, sitting like a crown jewel on the arms of the ultra-rich. From A-list celebs to billionaires flexing their wealth in public, this bag isn't just fashion, it's a full-blown power move. Costing around $40,000 if you're even lucky enough to get one, it's been pushed as the gold standard of luxury. 4G and Hermès sold us a fantasy. Artisan masters crafting these beauties under the sun in dreamy little towns of France, turning every stitch into a symbol of elite taste. But what if that entire image was fake? What if the Birkin bag, the ultimate flex, isn't the fairy tale we've all been fed?
This Birkin bag at Hermes boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. But what is the real cost out of the factory?
Boom. The internet blew up when a video dropped that flipped the script completely. People were stunned. This viral expose revealed something wild. The truth behind the Birkin is murkier than a smudged designer logo. That legendary French bag? Yeah! Turns out it might not even be made in France. According to this clip, most of the production isn't happening anywhere near Parisian ateliers. Nope. Try China. That's right. The same bag hailed as the peak of European luxury could actually be getting pieced together in Chinese factories for a tiny fraction of the cost. Then, it's quietly shipped to Europe, slapped with the luxury branding, and sold at sky-high prices like nothing happened.
Today, I'm going to break it down in front of you, step by step. First thing first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers. One is called Nuti from Italy. The second is Weinheim from Germany, and the third is Halt from France.
This shocking twist has rocked the fashion world. People are now questioning everything, from what they wear to what they've been blindly paying for. Who's really behind the glam? And how much of luxury is just smoke and mirrors? Now everybody's asking the same question. If these bags are being made in China, why are they still costing tens of thousands? And even bigger, why has Hermès been keeping this under wraps for so long? Hate to break it to you, but it's time to unpack the truth. This whole scandal started when a Chinese manufacturer, clearly tired of staying quiet, finally spilled the tea in a now viral video. According to him, all those exclusive materials Hermès brags about, they're not as rare or luxurious as we've been told. He claims the leather, the thread, the shiny hardware, none of it is truly elite or exclusive.
One piece of Togo leather, the same leather as this one, will cost 450 USD. And one piece of the leather is only enough to make one Birkin, okay? And next, a thread. And of course, for Hermes Birkin, the thread is also the best top level. It's called Fil al Chinois from France. This is actually the Rolls Royce in thread. For each bag, the cost is 25 USD.
It's all sourced globally, then brought to China to be assembled cheap. Let's talk leather, the heart of the Birkin bag. Hermès has always hyped up its use of premium leather from Italy, France, and Germany. We're talking big names like MTI from Italy, Weinheimer from Germany, and a secretive supplier from France. Each slab supposedly costs around $450. Sounds legit, right? But here's where it flips. The leather is good quality, but it ain't being crafted by dainty French artisans under candlelight. As one of the whistleblowers put it, a cow is a cow is a cow. The Chinese manufacturers are getting those same luxury hides, then cutting, stitching, and reassembling them right there in the factory. Same leather, different hands. Now the thread. Hermès uses something called fil au chinois. Fancy, right? It's a premium French thread that costs around $25 per bag. It's tough, smooth, and supposed to scream luxury. And yeah, it is good thread, but again, it's just being sent straight to China for final assembly. Then there's the hardware. High-grade 316 stainless steel, the kind they use in yachts.
And the hardware. See, this hardware is called 316 hardware. It's also known as the ocean stainless steel because it can withstand the erosion of seawater. It's the best stainless steel. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost 150 USD. The edge oil. This edge oil is imported from Italy. It's called heat seal edge oil. For each bag, it will cost 50 USD. The interior lining, it used lambskin imported from France. For each bag, the cost will be 100 USD. And also inside, there is a zipper from Riri brand. And the zipper for one bag is 10 USD.
It's called ocean grade. For a reason, it won't rust or corrode easily. That part totally checks out. But don't let the shine fool you. It's not rare, it's not handcrafted, and it's not coming out of some elite French workshop like they make it sound. But here's the real shocker. All those fancy materials, they're reportedly being stitched together in Chinese factories, not in the luxurious French workshops that Hermes wants everyone to believe in. The Chinese whistleblower in that viral video made it crystal clear. While Hermes keeps selling the Birkin as a product of French elegance, most of the real work is going down thousands of miles away from Paris. And here's the crazy part. These bags that cost nearly $40,000, they're being assembled for just a tiny fraction of that price. It's a massive markup. And now that the truth might be out, people are furious. This whole Hermes Birkin bombshell has exploded all over social media. People are flipping out. Timeline after timeline is filled with disbelief, rage, and serious side eyes. Folks feel like they've been scammed.
And the cost of human resource. The French artisans is much more expensive than Chinese artisans. To finish one bag, the human resource cost will be 600 USD. Package, this is not that expensive, it's 10 USD. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil. The only difference is one, we don't have the logo, so we don't have to pay so much amount of money just for that logo. And second, our human resource is much cheaper. This is why this bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD, but even better quality and craftsmanship.
Paying top dollar for what they thought was handcrafted French luxury, only to find out it might be coming off an assembly line in China? And the reactions, they're all over the place. Some are dragging Hermes for lying and misleading their customers. They're calling it out as a total betrayal. Others are still clinging to hope, refusing to believe the story. Some even said, it's all fake news. The Chinese made it up. But the questions won't stop. Are we paying for actual craftsmanship? Or are we just buying into a high-priced illusion wrapped in a logo? Either way, the luxury game is getting exposed like never before. But here's where the debate really heats up. Some folks are saying it's not even about the bag anymore. It's about the name. That logo, that brand status, that's what people are actually shelling out for. So if the same exact bag can be made in China for way less, it begs the question, what are buyers truly paying for?
Luxury brands around the world, Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. But for this, I am not proud because we were only making our wages.
Suddenly, it feels like people are dropping tens of thousands just to be part of a luxury illusion. And it's not just everyday folks who are mad. Fashion insiders started jumping into the mess too. Some came to Hermes's defense, saying that even if the bags are partly made in China, the quality and attention to detail are still top tier. They claim the brand's reputation is built on decades of craftsmanship that still holds up. But not everyone's buying that. Others in the fashion scene are calling for a serious shakeup, saying it's time luxury brands stopped hiding behind glossy images and started being real with their customers. They pointed out how brands like Hermes and Louis Vuitton love to push this fantasy of elite, handcrafted goods, yet their production lines are often in places where labor is way cheaper. That doesn't sit right with a lot of people, and here's where things get spicy. It's not just Hermes in the hot seat. Huge names like Gucci, Prada, and even Louis Vuitton are reportedly making a ton of their items in China too. And wait for it, One source dropped a major bomb. Over 80% of all luxury products are made in China.
Louis Vuitton and Chanel will hate me if I tell you this, revealing the secret behind big brand. Let's go! Hanglong from Singapore, or Bodin Rugs for their landscape from France. Tannery Haas, Italian Tannery, Fight. Labri Tecna from Italy. Guess where I found all those secret suppliers? All in APIF, Hong Kong.
Let that sink in. These brands are raking in cash by selling the dream of made in France or made in Italy, when in reality, most of the work is happening far from European soil. It's starting to look more like a slick marketing trick than a real badge of luxury. The whole industry might not be what it seems, and people are finally waking up to it. Now let's be real. Nobody's saying these bags are suddenly trash or falling apart. They're still crafted well. But what's blowing people's minds is how these big luxury brands built their whole identity around being ultra-exclusive, heritage-rich, and handcrafted in Europe. And now, turns out a big chunk of that image might just be stitched together in a faraway factory. That's a major shakeup. It makes people question everything these labels stand for. What does it mean for the whole luxury business if the illusion breaks? Because this isn't just some minor PR mess, it's got people heated and they're demanding answers.
I'm so confused because Hermes clearly purports that all of their bags are handmade in France and their watches are made in Switzerland. In their verbiage, there is no room for confusion about where their products are manufactured. There's no room for China. But in the beginning of that video, that nice Chinese man is clearly standing in front of what appear to be Hermes bags, saying that these are the bags that we manufacture. I noticed he didn't say Hermes when he called out all the brands like Prada, Louis Vuitton, Coach.
Buyers are asking the hard stuff now. If I'm dropping thousands on a bag, where's that money actually going? Am I paying for rare craftsmanship or just some flashy logo slapped on a mass-produced product? That's the core issue. Luxury brands like Hermes are getting dragged into the spotlight. And this isn't just a one-off drama. It's feeling like a whole movement. Consumers are waking up, and they're not just buying into hype anymore. They want receipts. They want to know what luxury even means in 2025, because that word, it doesn't hit like it used to.
But the implication was very clearly there. And if Hermes products, specifically their bags, are made from beginning to end in France, why would their valuation drop with the news that Chinese manufacturers are spilling the tea? It says right here on their website, the vast majority of our products are manufactured in France. They talk about sourcing cashmere from Mongolia, blah, blah, blah. But absolutely nothing about China. And those purses that man was standing in front of were identical to Hermes bags, correct? So does that mean Hermes is lying?
People aren't blindly accepting sky-high prices anymore. They want transparency. They want truth. And when they don't get it, oh, they're loud about it. Social media is on fire. Comment sections overflowing, hashtags trending, and people straight up demanding change. Meanwhile, Hermes, dead silent. No statement, no apology, not even a basic PR move. Just radio silence like they're hoping the storm will pass on its own. But other brands aren't staying quiet. Some have stepped up to deny the claims, trying to shut the whole thing down. NBC News even reported that multiple luxury labels are pushing back, calling the accusations false. Still, the damage might already be done, and the world's starting to look at luxury in a whole new light. But let's not get it twisted. Some luxury brands are trying to be upfront. Louis Vuitton, for example, actually breaks down where and how their products are made right on their website. Props to them for at least being more transparent. And yeah, it's also true that some of the viral TikToks causing this whole frenzy have been fact-checked and flagged for being misleading.
Lululemon does not work with the manufacturers identified in the online videos, and we urge consumers to be aware of potentially counterfeit products and misinformation. Authentic Lululemon products are only available for purchase at our Lululemon store location. Know that the company has long maintained its products are made only in Europe and the United States, as it currently states on its website.
Conrad Quilty Harper, author of Dark Luxury, even spoke with The Independent and cleared up some serious confusion. He said people are mixing up shady knockoff factories with legit production sites in China. According to him, these real factories, they're pros. They know the game, and they know exactly how to spark desire in Western markets through slick social media tactics. France 24 also stepped in and echoed that vibe. They pointed out how the internet drama has blurred some lines between facts and rumors. But regardless of what's real or not, the damage is already done. People's trust in these big-name luxury houses. It's taken a major hit. Now more and more people online are throwing up their hands saying, "I'm done with luxury brands." Some are even calling for full-on boycotts. And Hermes still hasn't said a word. Their silence is loud. And honestly, in a time where staying quiet can feel like low-key guilt, people are starting to assume the worst. With all these viral clips gaining traction, it wouldn't be shocking if Hermes suddenly hit pause on certain Birkin models. If the rumors about overseas assembly turn out to be true, they might have to take action just to save face. But that could come at a serious cost. Customers who already paid huge deposits or have been waiting months, sometimes years, on those legendary waitlists, they could be looking at even longer delays. And it's not just a maybe. We've seen lawsuits hint at similar shady business before. One case in California even accused Hermes of making customers buy other items, like scarves or jewelry, just to qualify for a shot at buying a Birkin. That's not fashion, that's a hustle. All that, just for a chance to buy a Birkin. And to make it worse, some buyers have been sitting on waitlists for months, even years, with zero guarantee they'll ever get that call. So if these rumors about the Birkin's true origins end up being legit,
US tariffs against China add up to 145%. That is including the existing 20% tariffs that were already imposed on the country.
Hermes might be forced to slam the brakes on production just to clean up the mess. That move could leave tons of customers hanging for even longer if they don't walk away completely. And let's be honest, it won't take long before folks start demanding refunds or even pulling legal cards, especially in countries with strict rules on product origin. Because if you're selling something as made in France and it's not, that's a serious problem. That's false advertising. And that could easily slide into full-blown fraud territory. With millions of dollars on the line, Hermes could be staring down the barrel of a legal disaster. And, you know we've got to talk about the resale game. That market is all over the place right now. Some sellers are in panic mode, trying to offload their Birkins before the scandal crushes the value. Meanwhile, others are clinging to their bags, hoping this all fades and their investment holds strong. But here's the wild twist. Authentication platforms are under serious pressure too. If a Birkin was made in China and then labeled as French, what exactly are these experts even authenticating anymore? Where does the real value lie if the origin story is fake? This whole mess is now shaking up the entire luxury resale industry. Collectors, buyers, even boutique consignment spots, they're all stuck in limbo, not knowing what's real and what's just branded fantasy. The trust that held this billion-dollar scene together, it's cracking fast. Yep, people are feeling straight up played. And while Hermes tries to stay quiet, their competitors are sitting back and watching the chaos unfold. Some are low-key celebrating, others are sweating it out, because if Hermes can get caught in a mess like this, who's next? How long until the next exclusive French fashion house gets exposed for outsourcing while still charging sky-high prices? Here's the kicker. People might have been cool with it if Hermes had just kept it real. If they'd said, "We source materials from all over and work with global factories, but we've got elite standards," then yeah, maybe the outrage wouldn't have hit this hard. But instead, they stayed locked in this fantasy. The dreamy, handcrafted in Paris fairy tale? They leaned into it heavy. And now the mask is slipping. There's no hiding behind it anymore. The illusion is breaking. And in luxury, trust is everything. Once that trust is gone, the whole empire starts crumbling. Customers are rethinking their loyalty fast. Even influencers who used to flash their Birkins like trophies are now calling them out. TikToks with titles like, "I spent $30,000 on a lie," are blowing up. This isn't just a backlash, it's a full-on reckoning. And Hermes? They've hit a major crossroads. They've got two choices now: come clean, take the hit, and try to rebuild that trust, or keep clinging to the old-school luxury image and risk fading into irrelevance. Because in today's game, luxury is more than the product, it's the story. People want honesty. They want meaning. They want transparency. No more smoke and mirrors. And if Hermes and brands like them don't evolve fast, they might get left behind in a new era where status means truth, not just a label. And right now, that luxury fairy tale is looking a whole lot messier. What's wild is how all these exposés and viral rumors started gaining traction right after President Trump announced that 90-day pause on certain global tariffs while raising taxes on Chinese imports at the same time. Now, TikTok is flooded with users saying the receipts are real. These bags are coming out of China. But then there's another theory floating around. Some folks are whispering that maybe the Chinese government is boosting these videos through the algorithm as a clapback to Trump's tariffs. Whatever the reason, the timing's crazy, and it's turning into a PR nightmare for every luxury brand caught in the fire. But maybe, just maybe, this could be the wake-up call the industry needs. Could this be the moment where real craftsmanship steps up and takes center stage again? So here's the real question. Are you team, it's all about the quality no matter where it's made, or team, we've been played and I want a refund? Either way, the Birkin scandal has pulled the curtain back, and now everyone's asking, what really makes something luxury in 2025? Is it the location, the labor, or just the fantasy we're buying into? This drama just flipped the script on the entire game, and trust me, this convo is far from over. So now it's your turn. Would you still drop 5 figures on a Hermes bag, knowing it might have come from a factory in China instead of a Parisian atelier? Sound off in the comments. I want to see what you think. And hey, if this shook your view on the fashion world even a little, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Don't forget to drop a comment and tell us where you stand. See you in the next one. We're just getting started.